All right, y'all see it. Y'all see it, man. Let me talk about this real quick before I get up out of here. So, what's going on, everybody out there in YouTube world, YouTube land? I am Jay Jones, and
It's gonna be a cold summer.
welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. Let's talk about it. Let me just unfiltered thoughts. I'll do my reaction later on a live stream or something because I love seeing y'all reactions. But let me just tell y'all what I think about this. Let's talk about Kamala Harris, and then let me talk about this first. First of all, these folks were on CPT time. These folks were late, right? Donald Trump said these folks were about 35 minutes late. So as a businessman, see, this is what we got to go back to, right? Because y'all want to talk about, y'all got the Trump derangement syndrome. So it's everything Trump is bad, right? Everything Trump bad. Y'all were 35 minutes late. Y'all made the former president, aka the president of the United States, wait. And he didn't like that. A lot of people don't respect that, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that, but some real businessmen, when they set meetings, like time is very important to them. Right? Even for me, when I set an appointment or a seller appointment with someone, because I'm in real estate, like that time is important to me because I am time blocking everything, right? This is a businessman at the end of the day, right? Let me just point that out. Now, let me backtrack this and let me talk about a story that they will not spin because it is a biased media network. Y'all ready? Where was Kamala Harris? Let's stick right here. Where was Kamala Harris? I mean, she was just in Atlanta. This is in Chicago. She was just in Atlanta with Megan Thee Stallion up there shaking her behind in front of everybody in Georgia. She got Quavo to come on up there and talk about gun violence, even though he's always rapping about gun violence. She was able to get those black folks to go talk on her behalf, which I started seeing people leaving after the performances. That was quite funny. Where was Kamala Harris at this NABJ event, right? The black journalist event. Trump showed up. From my understanding, what I've already heard is that this invitation is given to the Republicans and the Democratic nominee, and they're both invited. And you know what Trump said also? Trump said that I was showing up here to be here with my opponent, whether that was Biden or Harris. Does that sound like a man who's scared to debate, Kamala? Because the last time I checked, I was a man on these streets. Last time I checked, if I want to fight you and you tell me, meet me here, and I meet you there, that means that I'm ready for you. I'm not scared of you. I'm ready for whatever happens. So you saying that he's backpedaling and doesn't want to debate with you, keep running with that narrative, Kamala Emhoff, because she's married to Doug Emhoff. You keep running that game, Kamala Emhoff. What y'all fail to realize, and this is about this lady in the blue, which I'll get to right now, and Kamala Harris, which I think Kamala Harris knows this. Trump was the president. He dealt with world leaders. He had to do negotiations on behalf of people. And even the one story that came out about how he treated the person from Afghanistan, either it was a world leader or somebody that was in the army or their military. He said that if one hair of one of my soldiers gets hurt or whatever, here's a picture that he pulled out of his pocket and said, I will come and delete you.
Sensational.
So you're talking to a man who has been through it and has had much tougher conversations than the one on this panel. Right? So you guys are thinking that he's scared to debate Kamala Harris and he's scared to answer these questions. I don't think so. Remember his experience. All right? Remember it. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to get to this lady in the blue in just a second. But I think I'm covering pretty good basis right now. Like I said, we already know what the media is going to run with, what they're going to say and all these things. It's going to be a Trump hot clip fest from what he said, right? Definitely when he said about Kamala being Indian and all that, they go run with that because this entire election now has turned from Joe Biden being incompetent, incoherent, not being able to run the country, old man, to being dropped out to now we got Kamala, and it's all about race and gender. So anytime we can get a race and gender clip, we go run it, right? People will get tired of that very, very quickly. Now, Trump came here in unfamiliar territory. Trump accepted a debate on unfamiliar territory, meaning that it's not a favorable place in CNN. Trump has been doing a lot of things just so that he could get his points across or do whatever. This does not sound like a man who's scared to me. I'm just pointing it out here, all right? I think y'all will believe it because y'all want to believe it, right? Because the TDS is extreme. The Trump derangement syndrome is extreme. Now, let's go ahead and get to let's get to this, right? I think let's go ahead and get to this particular event. Okay? Now, before Trump came out on stage, this lady here in the blue pretty much set the tone for what was about to happen. And I love to watch clips in its entirety because you get to see the context of what is actually happening, why they said what they said, and why they're doing what they're doing, right? You got to watch it. I watched the whole thing. Before Trump came out, she said, we're going to have fact checkers, which there's always only fact checkers for Trump, but not for the Democratic side. Because it's all to play into the same talking point that Trump is a liar. He said this, even though that was supposed to be said like this, and they will always do that. But they don't point out how many times Biden lied in the debate. Biden lied straight to your face for weeks and years that he could run it. And your girl Kamala Harris was complicit. But besides the point of that, when they're speaking, there's no fact checkers. And then you heard some claps going on with the fact checkers. Then Donald Trump comes out. And what happens then? The first question that's asked is, let's talk about the big elephant in the room.
Sensational.
Like, whoa. All right, man, this just went from 0 to 100 very quickly. And then she started going down these, I don't know if you want to call them statements, but she started going down all of these stories of like this and that. And they were all black related, right? It's all black, black, black. You said this, you said that. Not about Joe Biden saying, hey, how'd you feel about him saying that you got to vote for him because you're black? And Kamala Harris called Biden a racist in a debate. And we're not going to ask those questions to the Democratic Party. We're going to ask Trump about all these things that either was out of context or whatever about black folks. And it was a very nasty question. And Trump got straight into her behind, man. He values respect. And that lady was not respectful to him. The lady in the black that was in the middle, he didn't disrespect. They won't talk about that. He didn't disrespect her.
Sensational.
Even when he called her, when she called him divorced or whatever, he just kind of laughed about it and said, well, at least she was nice about it. And the lady named Harris, he was cool with her. I get you guys going to say she's a Fox News host. He was respectful to her. So you can't run the racist card here. I know y'all Democrats want to run the race and the gender card all the way out. Y'all go run it all the way to the battery is out, and y'all go find a way to recharge that mug. But he was nice to those two other black ladies. The lady in the blue, this lady, tried to come with haymakers to Trump, and he shut her down. He shut her down. Y'all know that, right? Because he shut her down because every time she was trying to talk, he got right into her. He asked her about the DEI question. He said, define it for me. Since you want to come at me so crazy, why don't you define it for me? You know what she couldn't do? She couldn't define it for him. So she looked stupid. She looked dumb. And so to me, this is what I don't understand about like the people that have Trump derangement syndrome and that don't like Trump. Do y'all realize that This man has to deal with people from overseas and people that are trying to take things from the United States of America. It's more than just trying to have someone that you just feel good about. And oh, they're so nice and they've got a family. And this, like, America is a business, y'all. I don't care how nice you think a person is. I need them to be doing the work on behalf of the United States, right? Finding a way for us to make more money so that we can benefit, yes, as far as citizens and everything else. But I want someone like Trump who's going to go behind closed doors and say, you are not going to take advantage of us over here. This is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play hardball, this and that. Do you really think that Joe Biden is doing that? Do you think that Kamala Harris could do that? See, y'all keep thinking about everything on face level or face value stuff. Y'all just so emotional, but you don't think about anything else past what you feel. I don't care how I feel about Donald Trump. I care about what he needs to do to get this country back on track. Country, what he needs to do for the country, not for me. I don't care that he doesn't say the right things in the right tone every single time. He's not a politician. This is the same thing and the same reason why he ran back in 2016. The man is not bought and paid for. But your candidate is. You know how I know your candidate is bought and paid for? Because he just got overthrew in his own party. He straight up got up there and said, I will not be stepping down. I will continue to run. I will continue to run. And you know what they did to his goofy ass? They said, okay, this old man think that that's what's about to happen. And so we put that pressure on him. Obama started making some calls and said, okay, here's the deal, buddy. And what happened to Joe Biden? He stepped down. And all of a sudden, they selected Kamala Harris immediately. Immediately. Whatever, I was trying to be funny. Picked her up and said, that's the candidate, let's go. Now, she's not the formal nominee yet. Who knows? It could be another twist and turn to this entire story. So, they're the ones that are bought and paid for. Because your own president just got overthrew in his own party. They overthrew democracy in his own party. He's bought and paid for. Trump ain't bought and paid for. He says, I'm a billionaire. I can do what the hell I want to. I'm going to say what I want to. Obviously, with being respectful, I don't think that he's a racist. And then what I just found out about the one thing that she said about you had lunch or dinner with a white supremacist. This is why the story is out of context. I just read and just seen that Kanye West was invited to some type of dinner with Trump, and he invited a guy named Nick Fuentes. So Kanye brought the guy. So that's like me and you having the time, and you say, hey, can I bring my friend? I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't care that you bring your friend. We just out here chilling. And all of a sudden they snap a picture and say, oh my God, that's the person that, he's a murderer. You were with the murderer. I said, I don't even know this guy. He just was invited by the person I invited. But see, you will not get that type of context when it deals with Trump because they all just want to paint him as a racist. They want to paint him as a misogynist and all these things. And I'm like, yo, y'all got to stop. So Nick Fuentes was invited to the dinner because Kanye was the one that was really supposed to come. But you won't hear that. You'll just run with the white supremacist thing because racism is one of the easiest things for black folks to run. It's just easy. We can do that with no facts. So these are just like my thoughts without even reacting to the video. He destroyed that girl in the balloon, right? I don't care how you want to try to paint it. He destroyed her. Very first question, he set her straight. You even heard the crowd like, oh. Those reactions were for people like, oh, wow, he is not for any games today. And as she started to ask more questions, he started shutting her down. And straight up said, and then y'all were 35 minutes late. Y'all didn't even value my time here. And then because they tried to rush him through a question, he said, listen, you guys were the ones late. I came here ready to go. It was supposed to be an hour. See, this is the type of content you're not going to see on your news stations, right? This is why sometimes YouTube is important for certain facts or just to get your information from because you're going to hear the same story that gets spent on CNN, MSNBC, even Young Turks and all that. They're going to spin the same story like all week long. You need a new perspective. Here's the perspective. Donald Trump went to this black event. He showed up and he was ready to ask questions. He was not afraid. He told us what he did for us while he was in office, what he wants to continue doing, and what the biggest problem right now in this election is. Right? That's what he talked about. Meanwhile, your girl Kamala Imhoff, didn't come. For whatever reason, they'll make up a reason. Any reason that Kamala Harris has, it will be excused.
Sensational.
And I believe if I'm hearing this right, they're trying to set up something for her separately. And I'm like, I'm sure they will try to set something up for Kamala Harris separately. Because the reason is she's just going to Trump bash. And you can't Trump bash if Trump's not there. I'm sorry. He can't respond to the Trump bashing if Trump isn't there. And it's so much easier for her to control a conversation when you keep asking her Trump bashing questions instead of policy-based questions. She can control that conversation easier. Man, if she was on stage with Trump and she started talking, he would have hammered her right then and there. Man, I don't care what they're saying. When Trump went up against Hillary, she got destroyed.
Audio Jungle.
All right. So that's all my time, right? That's all my time. Like I said, I want to make an actual reaction video. I want to break down that clip. But that's just my unfiltered thoughts, watching the 30-minute clip. Heard a couple reactions. I've seen some things going around on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm like, interesting. And it's a mixed view. Some people are saying that, it was warranted that, he put her in her place. Some people say she got destroyed. And other people are saying that, he's racist and he shouldn't have talked to that black girl like that. And, it's whatever, man. But y'all forgetting that this man is trying to run the country. He ain't trying to make y'all feel good. He's doing things that are good for you, right? In your own best interest. But tell me y'all thoughts out about it, man. Thank y'all for letting me vent that out. Because, I got to get that out of my chest, man. All right? Let me go. Like I say after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.
It's gonna be a cold summer.